Hello, friends. I wanted to talk to you about this immigration problem that is obviously driving everybody crazy. This liberal outrage. We know it's 100% fake news. They're pushing fake pictures, fake narratives. It's not a realistic situation. But what is real is 314% increase over the last few months of families crashing our borders, trying to get into our countries, pleading or seeking asylum. You know, one of the problems here with that whole situation is if they're seeking asylum, there's a process to that. The process is you need to go to a port of entry and you ask or you declare yourself, an asylum seeker. These people are breaking into the country. They're breaking into over the border. They're sneaking in and they're getting caught. Once they're caught, they're saying, well, I'm looking for asylum. That doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't go that way. There's a process for everything. This is about the rule of law. And this president, when he ran, he talked about zero tolerance. And zero tolerance means, it's not going to be like Obama that, you break into the country, you get caught, and they catch you, and then they release you. No, here, you get caught, you get charged. And that's what's happening. And like any law in the country, you get charged with a crime. You don't get to keep your kids. You get, locked up, you get thrown in jail. You get charged with a crime, and your kids either go to a relative or they have to go under the custody, of the state. And that's what's happening at this point. What's really remarkable is that during the 8 years of the Obama administration, this was going on, and we didn't see or hear this from anybody in the press. There was no liberals screaming, yelling, saying that this was heartless and it was horrible and we were the worst people in the world. And all of a sudden now, because President Trump is doing it, now this is horrible. Those pictures that were being sent around the internet that I think everybody saw and had everybody in an uproar, they were actually pictures from the Obama administration. During the Obama administration, those pictures were taken, people in cages. It's just amazing how much fake news is out there, how they push this, and how gullible, the American left and the American people can really are. They fall for this. It's just amazing. Maybe a month or two ago, we saw the caravans, coming from all the way from Central America, crossing all of Mexico, thousands of people in caravans ready to crash our borders. These people are coached. They have help from NGOs, they have lawyers, they have pro-amnesty groups, pro-illegal immigrant groups, and they're coaching these people and they're telling them, this is how you get into the country. This is how you can get into America. You get there and you claim that you're seeking asylum, you're persecuted, they're gonna kill you, you can't stay where you are. Here's a problem. We can't take everybody. Where's Mexico? Mexico's letting them go all the way through. Why doesn't Mexico take them? Why does Mexico, not help in this process? It's amazing. It's just an amazing situation to see this, unfold and play out. Where's the United Nations? Where's the OAS? These organizations are built, to help. Why aren't they helping? Because they don't care. Their whole intention is to have everybody invade our country. And that's what it is. It's an invasion. Make no mistakes about it. It is an absolute invasion. It is directed by the left, and that's what they care about. It's amazing. We can't take everybody in the world. It's just simply unsustainable. We can't do that. We can't do that. There's more than enough people, that we can't take all the problems of the world. If we start doing that, it will eventually become that problem. If we become that problem, it's like bringing the Black Plague home. We don't want to do that, right? Here's another reality. If they're seeking asylum, what war zone are they fleeing from? Last time I checked, there was no wars going on in Central America. Absolutely none. Syria, that's a different situation, and those people need to be vetted. But the people coming from Central America, there is no war zone. What they are running away from is the catastrophic situation that those countries are in. Their governments are corrupt. Their economies are a disaster. They have no jobs. Their minimum wage is horrible. And, we'll see, and that's really what they're doing. They're trying to get out of there and show up in the United States where, our economy is doing great. our economy is on fire. Right now, we have some of the lowest unemployment numbers ever, for minorities, for blacks, for Hispanics, for women, for everybody. So what's really going on? What is all this distraction about? This distraction is really about the November elections. The supposedly blue wave is no longer real. Now there's a red wave coming. We see the results of the Trump policies, and they're going fantastic, right? When we looked at some of the generic polls, late last year, early this year, you had, Democrats leading 16 points up. Now you look at some numbers, and actually we're up 1 point, anywhere from 1 point to 6 points on a generic ballot. What does that mean? What does that mean? The economy is on fire. It's humming. We're looking at GDP growth in the 4%. They're saying we might even break 5% GDP growth. That's massive growth. That's a lot of money coming into the economy being produced, a lot of jobs, right, that are going to happen. Nobody wants to go back. Nobody wants to go back to the failed policies, of the Obama administration. That's really what this is about. So what's happening is that they have no policies, they have no argument, no strategy, no nothing. So they go back to what got Obama elected. This divisive rhetoric, about racism, anti-immigrant, anti-gay, misogynist, anti-Muslim, xenophobic, you name it. That you hear that all the time. We just heard Chuck Schumer, say that he's not interested in any kind of legislative solution for the immigration problem. He simply wants the focus to be on Trump, and that's really what it's about. You look at the economy, like I was just talking about, the GDP growth. If you remember, summer of 2016, Obama laughing at then candidate Trump, saying, Trump says that he's going to grow the economy at a 3 or 4% clip. He must have a magic wand or something, because if it was possible, we would have done it by now. And look who's laughing now. We're at 3-4%, going to 5%, GDP, and it happened. There is no magic wand. What happens is, if the American people know who's interested and who's not, in bringing our country, forward and making America great again. And it wasn't the failed policies, of the Democratic Party. Right now we're looking at, the tax cuts have kicked in. We're looking at, companies repatriating trillions of dollars. We saw the Apple situation. There's so much going on. There's so much going on that the press does not want to report on, and they just want to continue to push this narrative. And you look at NATO. The president finally pushed NATO, to start spending their fair share in the defense, right? North Korea, we had a stranglehold on Kim Jong-un and forced him to the table. He's agreed to denuclearize the peninsula. These are great steps. These are great accomplishments. ISIS, the president forced Muslim countries to start playing ball and get involved. And ISIS is pretty much 90% decimated, pretty much gone. We look at the IG report that just came out, and we saw some of the hearings in the Senate and the House. What's going on there? It is a complete, corrupt, deep state that was in cahoots with the liberals and the Democrats to try and alter the election of the United States. They were trying to rig this thing in favor of Hillary Clinton, and they were trying to rig it against candidate Trump. You look at a situation when you look at the investigation, for the Clinton emails. And the Clinton emails, it was very simple. You look at Strzok, you look at Lisa Page, you look at all the different text messages going back and forth, Agent 1, Agent 5, how they were trying to just sweep this thing underneath the table because they were convinced Clinton was going to win. And now you see Peter Strzok, he actually started the Russian investigation and left the Clinton investigation kind of sitting there. He ignored it. He didn't care. Why? Because you look at the text messages and what does it say? It says, we're going to stop him. We're going to stop him. And that's really what's going on here. You know, the left, from the beginning, and I called this right after the election, after they started these attacks, and before the president was even inaugurated, that this was a coup d'etat attempt. That's exactly what it was. They have attempted a coup on a sitting president just because they don't like, you know, they don't like the results. They don't like, you know, his stance, his tone, so they want to take him out. And it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way here in America. You know, this is the greatest country in the history of the world. You know, and in order to do that, we have to do that. You know, President Trump right now is making America great, and the left simply can't tolerate that. You know, help us, join us. You know, visit battlegroundgroup.com. Hopefully, you will join us in this fight. You know, and hold, you know, the left and Congress. You know, hold their feet to the fire. Make sure that we find a permanent solution to this immigration problem. And you know, the president today just passed a executive order to keep these families together. But it's not going to be a permanent solution. It's going to be temporary. And we need to have Congress. We need to have Chuck Schumer and the Democrats join us in fixing immigration, and that obviously has to entail the building of a wall, border security, eliminating this chain migration situation, eliminating the lottery visa, and of course, you know, having a immigration system based on merit. So please, again, join us, share with your friends, and let's make America great again. Thank you.